Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my part 2 of the space that I'm talking about. Throw her back Thursday. As brother Andrew who is holding the space. Like, I love the communication. I love whatever they're talking about. I'm so interested in their speech, but because I'm at work, I can't even talk. I can't even request the speaker. I can't do nothing. I'm just listening. But truly speaking, my heart is pure. I am so happy that men decided to stand their ground today and talk on their behalf. So please guys, this is the part 2. Just listen and tell me who are the previous, the man or the woman. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, share and comment, please. Please guys, share and comment.
22, maybe 21 there. Maybe even 20.
I raised my case and
Wait.
I appealed because all I'm gonna say is this.
Wait.
You know why I'm saying this?
Ruby,
Actually,
hold up. Ruby, hold
okay,
up. There's somebody who wanted to talk to you here. Andrew.
right.
Hey, hi, Akiba, how you doing?
I'm easy. Jump in this one.
Yeah, these women are full of shit.
They are, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing they don't understand is they're trying to reason from a woman's perspective, from their perspective into how a man operates or thinks. It's like me telling or looking at a dog and saying, "Why do dogs sniff their butts?" That's how they were built. That's how they suss out each other. So somebody coming in and saying a 30-year-old shouldn't be excited for seeing a beautiful woman doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other point, I mean, everyone knows what nice tits look like. Everyone knows nice diabs, the nice curvy hips, all those features, and they attract men any age. So what they don't understand is men also instinctively know women who are for the streets and women who can make wife material. After you engage with a woman, you can know. So it's like they're trying to push that all we look out for is the beauty.
But Andrew, that's not true.
Sorry, you mean we can't know? We can know.
No, men, we
Of
don't
course, there
have
are
to.
those.
We don't know
Yeah,
what's happening. If we did, we would not be marrying these hoes, bro.
yeah. Probably when we are so dick driven, we will quickly go for the one for the streets. Some, of course, might be a bit more manipulative and try to cover that shit up until you're probably a year or 2 years into a marriage, and
Yeah.
then you realize they duped you. But the point is, uh, the most sexiest thing a man looks at is the femininity. Of course, the outward will immediately attract a man, and a man can go and pursue that. But once a man understands who that woman is, they will know what they'll use her for, either to be a hit and run, a smash and deliver. But the ones that they can see that there's an inkling of some good character, some good wife material, they will then pursue for a long-term relationship. So the point is, these women are trying to lecture us into how we should view women. We know how we can instinctively view women. And the goodness of this space is then, which tells us is sometimes, you can be woodwinked because you might be dick driven, that you have not established yourself as a man to be high value. So there are those mistakes that can happen. But men do know. The thing there is these women try to bring their own perspective into a man's space, which they can never understand from the basic point that they are women. So that's my submission.
All right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That we have to have the argument, because most of the time we are arguing about one thing, men and women, and we are seeing it totally from two different perspectives. Because we are two different human beings. We may be looking at the same thing, bro, but we are seeing a different thing. I want to bring in.
Correct.
Yeah, you are right, Andrew. You're very right. Okay. Let's bring in a couple more voices as we start to wrap this up. I know there's a guy called Cheesy Macaroni, but I'll go to K Santino first. K Santino, are you there?
Holy man, what the heck has been going on today? The women they coming up and talking a lot of stories. My goodness, I want to shout out to Brian Juma.
Uh-huh.
Man, Brian, that submission of the lion, the gazelle talking to the lion. Why aren't you hunting? I couldn't stop laughing, man. That was one hell of one for the books. But one thing I was very curious is, man, there's many things I noticed. I think we have a couple of women coming up on the stage today, telling, "Hey, men, you shoot your shots. Don't forget to shoot your shot at the women who are 40 and above," which it doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna make it very. I'm gonna say something like very interesting. Like I think Marion was saying something. Women can carry themselves and something Shanu or Shuhad or whatever that was. I think what women are generally they're overweight physically and metaphorically. How are they supposed to carry themselves metaphorically? They're overweight even metaphorically. But I also wanted to point out something very interesting. I'm gonna speed it up a bit. I found interesting how women are rewording situations in their favor. They reword a lot of situations for men and put in their favor. They say like they notice how men are wanting to marry women because of the look. The men are looking at their bodies, thinking about looking for a woman that can carry the children, nurture children. But it's nothing. That's the women perspective. Men are looking at young women because they're hot, not the temperature hot, the sexy hot, which get crazy creates what we call an erection. End of story. Nothing to do about babies and everything that comes later. Men are attracted to young women. Period. And I want to say something. Sorry to the women like will not really like this, but I would say like women who are over 40 are not in demand. I hate to hurt your feelings, but life is short. Look at how fast some of these women were 20 and they jumped to 40. Life is freaking short. So I want to make a shout out to all men. Spend your time with beautiful women because life is short. Bitches age fast, man. Bitches be aging fast. End of story. Spend your time with
Oh
beautiful
my
women.
goodness.
Let those 40-year-old women be mothers or let them open a university like Oprah. That's their problem. Spend your time with beautiful women. Back to you, Kibe.
All right, thank you, K Santino. Spend your time with beautiful women. Be like David. David, the day they knew David was dying is the day they put this young damsel in his lap, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm dying. I can't even see her. I'm John Cena." All right, let me hear from Cheesy Macaroni. Are you there? Cheesy. There's a guy called Cheesy here. Cheesy Macaroni. He's a musician. God damn it. All right, Muridi, what's up?
Like Ibe, you
Hmm.
finally see it's
I finally did what?
in my hand. What I wanted to say is,
Oh, are
there's
you
no,
crying?
no. I thought we established that was your trait.
Man, this
I
guy
thought
is being a bitch. He's been crying.
so. What I wanted to say about Miriam's argument, I don't know what to call it, but I'll say argument. There's no day. I know there's some women who are hot, like let's say Kina Beyonce, Kina Rihanna, but they're all they have maintained themselves. But there's no day they're going to be hotter than other young women. You understand? There are other women younger who are hotter than them, but okay, them they're older and they're looking good. Yes, you like to smash, but to be seen with them, it looks like it's funny. You get, you understand, Kibe? So back to Mitchell's point is men will always, no matter what, even if you're a hoe, you cook well, a man always looks for what he wants. So a man will always go for what he always wants. So hata ujitume aje, so I don't know how to put that in English. Uh, you advise him how, at the end of the day, he'll always go for what he actually wants. You understand? So, alafu, there's this guy that came here, that Somali guy. I really envy him. Uh, all the money that I spent on trying to please the women, chasing that pussy, and
Hello,
sometimes
hi.
not getting it.
Saturday.
Yeah, I really envy him. Yeah, that's my submission.
All right, thank you, Moridi. He's envying a guy who is this guy's Auko in Somalia, being told, "You want the boosie? You want the boosie? The boosie? You are getting here the boosie at 14 only." All right, Dorcas, are you here? Then I'm coming to you, Charlie. Dorcas Wakarindi. This chick show have such eyes, man. The Kodesh is fire.
Keith, how are you?
Dorcas,
How are you keeping? Can you hear me?
do you have your Bluetooth on or what?
No, my Bluetooth is off.
Are you using headphones?
No, not at all.
Are you in the toilet?
No. Why would I be in the toilet?
I don't know. There's so much feedback.
Really? Okay, there's this thing about age, and you guys keep on speaking about age, and I really have no issue with age. Okay, let me talk about men. Uh, Keep it one thing I've come to realize in this life is that you are doing a great job in this this thing about making a man to be a man. I have a small brother who is like 19 years old, and recently was telling me I want to get married. Oh my god, my brother want to get married to a 19-year-old guy. Like, this a guy 19-year-old wants to get married to a 19-year-old girl. Like, seriously, this thing about you talking to this man, it really makes me. Okay, I recommended him to listen to you guys so that I can maybe he can match up to this masculinity thing. That's why I'm always here. So speaking about age, I have a friend of mine who got married. He was 40, and the lady was 19. So this lady was 19. Don't forget 19. You've been speaking about 19 all along. And 19-year old is someone who was not even has no maturity at begin with. And the lady at okay, this is my friend I'm talking about right now. She's 24 and divorced because 19-year old is somebody who is still growing. She's just from school, fresh. Jamali unamfresha. Sorry for that. Aliona someone who is fresh and choose to marry, then be married. They got a child. At 24, the lady has known social media and all that. And jamaa amesha tupo nje. But the lady is growing. No, at the age of 40, the guy cannot even provide any. I don't know if age is a matter in the contest. I think maturity is.
So let me ask you: a woman at the age of 19 is not mature enough, and it is a problem on the man, or it's a problem on the? It's a failure on the women. Isn't it a failure on women if a woman who the world, even nature, is saying she's ready, and you women are saying, "No, she's not ready. She discovered social media." No, she was wrong at 2019. Dorcas, God damn it, Dorcas has one of those connections. Oh man, at 19 she was not mature. Now she's divorced at 25. Now that's the reason, because she's still growing. When will she stop growing? At 30 or 40? 40 is a good time when they should settle down. 40 is good. Yeah, 40 is good. Charlie, are you there?
Yep, Kibe, what's up?
Well, 40 is good, right?
What is a grandma?
That's what I can Mariam want us to do. Let's go for these old nyanyas.
What is a grandma? These people are the women are not in touch with reality. They'd rather live in their heads.
Man, and it sounds so convincing. I'm sure there's some men who are listening and they're like, yeah, makes sense, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, actually, I want to just say it's amazing how narcissistic women can be by thinking that they can dictate what they want from men, but they can also dictate what men want from women. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You have to pick your side and decide. Because if you were here talking about maybe what women want, like hypergamy, for example, this conversation would have ended a long time ago. Because we as men understand what women want. And that's why we even spend a lot of time here telling men, don't stop looking at women, stop chasing women while you are in your early years, 18 to maybe 30. You have no business dealing with women, because we understand that at this time, the women you'll be dealing with are not interested with dealing with you. I think they can tell us what, as men, we are supposed to get from women. And I think that's a very narcissistic view of things from women. I mean, I would tell Mariam and Ruby and all these women, men are naturally attracted to youth and beauty. You might not like it, go hang yourself. But that is just what will forever be. At 40 right now, Kibe, you will not look at Mariam or any other 40 or 30-year old woman compared to an 18, 21-year-old. Those are the ones who attract you. And it doesn't matter whether they have gone to school, how much money they have. That woman in her youth and beauty is what you want. And that is your attraction. That is what you're attracted to. They might not like it, but that is what it is. They don't want it, they can go hang themselves.
Hey, Charlie. If they don't like it, they can hang themselves. Thank you very much, Charlie, for that submission. God damn. All right, let's start to close this up. When Zine, are you there? Or when Zine?
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are
Sorry,
you?
I'm good. Sorry, I heard you saying something. You asked, is it on the man that a 19-year-old woman is not mature enough? A 19-year-old man is he mature enough?
Is there a question? Oh, I didn't hear it.
I am saying, you said,
Your connection is horrible. You have to speak up. Speak up so we get to hear your question.
okay, hold on.
Get rid of all that, all those, that old phone, connect to the new phone. Stand away from the generator. Go to the rooftop. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. We need a good connection from you. Huh? So are you saying yes? I am saying. Are you saying yes? I am. I am saying. Whatever it is you're saying, I'm saying. I've said. All right. Blockchain puppy, are you there?
Kiva, what's happening?
Hey, what's happening, bro?
Sorry.
No, we're good, we're good. Am I clear or am I echoing?
When Zena, just hold on, mute your mic for a second. Thank you. All right, go ahead, blockchain.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah, I've been listening for a while. Went for a workout, came back, and I saw that we were still on the same topic that Mariam started us off with. I think you spoke about this earlier on in one of the videos that you did, Kiwe. So let's start closer to home with an example that's close to you, and or rather was close to you, and then we'll move out generally. We see it all the time, but Kameni is a great example of this. Kissa slowly phasing her out from prime time um, audio and viewing to more of this secondary social media. Hey, do this stuff on the side. Am I right or am I wrong? Can we see that?
Is that what you're saying? Huh?
That's what I'm seeing, and that's the natural.
But it's inevitable. It's going to happen. But if it's not happening, it will happen anyway.
It's a natural way of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, getting more generic, whenever we go to these car conventions with some of our corporate clients, where they're demoing, even if let's not even talk supercars. Let's talk some of your middle of the range cars like your Volvos, your Toyotas, your whatever you want to call them, your Opels. On every single one of these stands, there is always a hot, young 20 something that probably wouldn't even be able to take you through the features of the car, but she's just there touching the car, smiling in the tightest dress you've ever seen, in some of the highest heels you've ever seen, that she maybe might not even be able to afford, except for the fact that they're given to her comp just to stand there and basically look pretty. In the UK, I don't know what it's like in the US. Every couple of years, there'll always be some sort of woman raising a discrimination act against one of these news stations. So in the UK, we normally have ITV, BBC, Sky as the main ones, and their thing will always be based on age discrimination, and it makes news waves for a bit, but life goes on because you're damn right. You aged out. You aged out of your role, and we got a newer, younger, hotter version of you that was you 10, 15, 20 years ago to replace you. And I think Charlie raised a great point that as men, we understand this for ourselves that like from our level, y- you're gonna have to get your shit up. You're gonna have to get your shit up to a certain standard, depending on who you want to date, depending on who you want to be with, but also just for you and your comfort and what you see your life going as. But for women, there seems to be this sort of mental jujitsu going on where it's like, okay, cool, I'm still gonna be the hot 40 something, hot, I don't even want to go to 50s, hot 35 something, and yeah, still gonna manage to work it out and whatnot. And if we look at statistics, there's the bell curve. 100%, there are going to be some exceptions to that. There's always a couple of data points, 2 and 3 standard deviations out of the mean within the bell curve. So, sure, Mariam, I don't know whether Ruby said this, but the other ladies that believe this, sure, please try your best to be the third or second standard deviation outside of the mean. But for the most part, as men, there is something when I see you, Kibe, walking, forget even, let's not even go walking down the beach, walking down the street with like a young piece that me and you both know is like half your age. And we might not even know each other, but we give each other that look like you're doing that thing. You know what I mean? There's something when older guy
Mm?
sees a younger guy with a piece.
The head nod. The head nod.
That the head nod, the head nod. I've never met you before. We'll never have a conversation. Sometimes it's like a cheeky smile. It happens a lot in London. You see this a lot with young Eastern European chicks that, especially when there was the whole before Brexit, when there was a whole free movement. See a bunch of young Eastern European chicks with like some older, like white dude, Arab dude in London, and you just give the guy the nod, like, yo, I see you. I get you, and I fuck with what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, and he just smiles back, and no conversation needed. So, to any ladies that are on the live, man, it's not personal. Just the same way you guys have your peak years within, call it 16 up until 30, and God bless technology. Some of y'all that are on this live have chosen to do OnlyFans. Some of you that are on this live have chosen to do um, promos where you promo somebody's brand um, for, on your stories because you've got such high viewership. Because all you post is ass pics and titty pics with some silly caption like "How was your day?" Right? No judgment, no judgment from me, no judgment from most guys on this channel. Like it is what it is. But at the same time, when we try to tell you that, dog, the youth is where it's at, like there's also got to be that sort of fair rule of engagement, and that's where I believe women, for all of most women, for all of their so-called honesty and understanding in this game of dating, peacocking, status, whatever we want to call it between men and women, they don't really come in as honest brokers like they claim. And so I'm sure this conversation will be raised in another month on one of your sessions again. But yeah, it's just fundamental facts, man. Like I'm me as a young guy. If I see Kibe with some 40-year-old, I'm not gonna be there like smiling at him and looking at him like, yo, you're doing it. Like that's it's not even standard. Like I wouldn't even be looking. But fast forward, sorry, rewind that. And Kibe there was some 21-year-old that looks like she has no business absolutely being with him. And when I say no business being
So,
with him, it's not because of what Kibe brings, but it's because of what she brings.
so
Yeah,
let me
of
let me
course I'm
ask
gonna be
you,
looking at him.
what do you think is the motive of the women when they are here telling us it's not just about beauty, it's about everything else, character, and all this other stuff? What do you think that they're doing? Are they trying to get into our heads? Are they trying to change the way we think now? Are we experiencing a new wave of social engineering?
Uh, I think I think that definitely has a part to do with it. I think that definitely has a part to do with it. I also think it's the case of I forget these boxing analogies, but you know that thingy where it's like the last person who knows when to retire is the actual boxer themselves, right? And so because you're as a lady like I think I heard you telling Mariam like she was once that hot smoking 22 year old that was getting proposals left, right, and center. And so like I kind of try and think of it as a guy as I was once Muhammad Ali. I was once in the rumble in the jungle. I was once the baddest man on the planet. And now for fast forward me 15 years later, some some scrubby boxer that you've never heard of from some bullshit city in America is now coming and is now taking me the full 12 rounds.
But we always, at least for the men, because we are used to competition and we're used to having to fight it out for what we have. We
True.
understand the value of youth. We know that you can. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how good Michael Jordan is. He
True.
cannot compete with a young LeBron or a Kobe or a young whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you can only compete with me at that moment that I am at my best. Once I'm not at my best,
Yeah.
then somebody else has taken over.
It's a race against time. It's literally just like, okay, cool. How fast is the young buck coming up, and how fast are you going down? But we fundamentally understand it as guys, whereas, and which is why I found it so correct when you were saying that as men, like you, as men, like there's so much game that's passed down. Like you sharing some of your stories, some of your friends' stories, George, um, some of the older gentlemen that have shared their stories on here. Like for me as a young guy, I'm like, oh shit, okay. So when he says, "Yo, dumbass, don't be out here so quick to be opening your wallet and doing dumb shit," yeah, it comes from a place because like you've like there's now a story to that. Whereas maybe the Mariam or the other ladies on this chat might prove me wrong, but even in my real life, I don't see so much of that happening. Like it's always with a hint of like, oh, this young chick, who does she think she is? I don't know if you get that vibe whenever women, even if like the older woman is sort of talking to the younger woman, it's always with a hint of this young chick, she thinks she knows everything. Whereas, dog, like more than happy to come onto this space, get called lambistic, get called a piece of shit, if that's what my actions are doing, because fundamentally, like you said, as guys, that's how we learn. Like we don't learn from yo, that's
And
nicey
and, and,
nicey.
and you know what? It's like I want you to picture how hard the life of a beautiful, or rather a woman who is in her early, late teens, early 20s, how
Yeah,
hard her life is. Because her life is all about choice. She has so much choice
facts.
that wherever she goes, every man just wants her. So these women, once they grow up and uh, that attention starts to dissipate, then they want to change the game.
100%. 100%. That is so true.
But they know the value of that attention. They know how it makes them feel whenever they go somewhere and men want them. But now when they get to their age of 30s and they're in the late 30s, and let's change the game so now we can get some attention to ourselves.
And it's so subtle as well. It's so subtle. There's a slightly older relative of mine that like I've noticed that with that. If we go back around 7 years ago, like what she would have been, 24, and bro, like this whole like zero fucks given. She wasn't really on the men ain't shit vibe, but she was more on zero fucks given. Like I'll date whoever I want, blah blah blah. Like spend the I think that whole throw the bag was starting to come in, so like she used to use those terminologies a lot. Fast forward to now, when she is like 31, going on 32, bro, the rhetoric is so different. It would make you laugh. Like I get comments like, "Oh, why are you objectifying her? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing?" And I'm like,
now she's become a victim. From chase the
bro,
bag to now I'm a victim.
bro, I'm getting lessons on objectification when I clearly remember her and her girlfriends getting ready. Like, oh, you think he's gonna like this? You think this is slutty enough? You think this? It's nuts. Complete 360. So I completely agree that it's their position changes, their role changes. They can't come to terms with it because they've just not been. Women are generally not engineered for just like you say, that competition.
And then who wants a woman with that much experience? That woman will finish you, bro. I mean, she's coming. Imagine a woman at 31, like that cousin of yours.
Yeah.
The amount of things she has seen, the access she's had. But by 31, bro, she needs a man who's 60.
Facts.
Now you at 35, you get a woman who's 31. She's not your woman. No, you cannot handle her. All right, hold up, blockchain. Let's close this up. Let me hear from Derek. Derek, are you there?
Yes, I'm over here.
Right.
And just to comment a bit on what we've been speaking about, I think generally it's either women either have no capacity to understand that their value goes down as they age, or they're just being dishonest. So it has to be one of the two. And proof of this is that the makeup industry is booming. And the reason why it is booming is because they are trying to look younger. And well, on top of that, these women never say their ages. And by virtue of that, you can see that they're really trying either to look younger or not to look older. And this is men don't tell themselves that they want a younger woman. It is something that is in men, that when you see a younger woman, it excites you a little more than you would get excited in an older woman. So it is not, men don't reason that thing out with themselves. It is a thing that is with them. And one thing that I think we've lied to our women for so long, we lie to our sisters that you go to school, make money, men will come, whatever. And these women realize that now they have money and they are 35 and they have become the men they wanted, and they're not the woman that man wants. So that is something that we lie a lot to our girls, and those who are honest will tell you that. Because if a woman is making like in Kenyan shillings $1 million a month, to get a man who is earning a little more than that is for sure an uphill task. And those men are looking for the 20-year-olds. I think game is game. You cannot change the game because you can no longer perform. I think a very good player like Ronaldo, at the age of 37, 38, is being outshone by very young and average players just because he's a bit aged. So he cannot change the game at this point. And this is the same thing with the gender issues. Finally, I want to say we're very fortunate to have this space, and thank you for admitting me here. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Derek. Derek has made some good points. I know Ruby wants to counter them. Thank you very much, Derek, for coming through. Ruby.
Yeah, this space was like truly climbing Mount Everest. I won't lie to you, but it was very intriguing to also listen to the other speakers. I will wrap up and say this. I will agree that yes, beauty, men are attracted to beauty and you know the curves and all that. And one man mentioned about that most of the time they end up then going for women who are for the streets and they're able to also detect the woman for the streets and the woman who has marriage material. Okay, I do agree with that. With what I will disagree is saying that a woman over 40 or 35 or you know anyone over 30 that no longer has that beauty. I have met extremely beautiful women over that age, far more beautiful than I have ever seen, or far more beautiful than a woman that is probably younger than them. I will put that point out. And I want to say this. I do come across men who are far younger, maybe far younger than I am. And when I talk to them, most of the time, so I want to speak about a friend of mine and how we met was quite interesting. He's 25 years old. 25 years old. And how I met him, we were talking about relationships. You know, you find yourself meeting people online. We started to talk, and I told him about an ex of mine who ill treated me. And he on love and relationships. And he said to me, I'm not going to get married because my age group are absolutely no vision. Yeah, they're sexy, they're hot, they're beautiful. And I'm like, what are you saying to me? And he was like, no, my age group truly, I don't think I'm ever going to come across a woman that is going to create the type of life I want to have. I don't see homemakers. I don't see wife material. I must be that. So what I'm going to do, next time you have this space, I would love to invite him.
Oh, please. Do you know what that girl was doing?
Let me tell you something. When we started to talk, I said to him, I honestly thought you're 35. I would never have guessed you're at this age. Last week, he sent me a WhatsApp message. He was like, you know what? I said to him, you need to open up. Like, you need to do something with the talent you've been given. At your age, you're able to talk to people, get them out of toxic things and relationships, whatever. And I said, you're gifted. I'm like, no, look, really, you are truly gifted. Because honestly,
have you guys slept together?
No. We have not slept together. He's just truly my friend. He's not someone that I'm interested in romantically. You understand?
Has there been any attempt? Has there been any attempt?
No.
On either party?
On his part, yes, there was an attempt, and I said to him,
"Bingo,
well, you know,
bingo."
Yes. But listen to me carefully. I want to get to this point because, on a serious note, he said to me, "I've opened up offices and I've started small." No, listen. Wait a minute. Hang on. We don't talk now. Wait. I know what you're gonna say. That he's trying to get into my pen. No. Here's the thing. He is dating someone, and this is really now gonna get you out your boots. He's dating someone. He started to tell me when we started to talk. He opened up to me about his relationships and and why he doesn't want to get married. He told me all that, and he's like, "Look, I'm seeing someone. She's 39. She's an advocate, and so currently I'm based in South Africa, and so she's like, she's based in the High Court. I'm like 39. He's like, yeah, and you know, she does it for me, and I'm happy. And I'm like, so, but what if she wants to settle down? She's like, she's not interested in settling down. We're good for each other. And that got me thinking. I was like, every time I always text them, I'm like, how's your advocate? Because to me, I was like, wow, that age difference is massive. But then I wasn't surprised because his mindset, I always say to him, you've got a mindset of a 35-year-old man. In fact, for me, I think your mind goes over and above a man who's 40 to 45. Because whenever I conversate with you,
wait. You know what? The funny thing about when women become older, it's how gullible you also become. The older you become, the easier it is to con
no. Let
women,
me tell you, we're
and
able to see
that's
men.
why
Listen to me. Let me
that's why
finish.
you
I want
find
to wrap up.
the older
I want
women.
to wrap up quickly.
Before you wrap up, why are you rushing to? That's why you find that you older women, you tend up, you fall for the puniest lies. And I'm like, do you delude yourself? Do you lie to yourself to think that a man who's younger is genuinely interested in you?
He's not
And
genuinely
keep it.
interested. Listen,
Keep
he's not genuinely interested. We are fully aware when a man just wants to get into our pants. It's got nothing to do with, oh, I'm hoping to marry you one day and make you my wife. No, 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 no. That is that we are very aware of when someone wants to get into our pants and someone
Oh
wants.
please!
Yes, no.
If you
Oh,
were,
trust me.
you would not.
I'll tell
If
you
you
why.
were
Because
Ruby, hold on. If you are very aware of even the fact that you're a woman, then we would not have abortion clinics and would not have divorces. You would know exactly what you're doing. Would not have single mothers. But a woman is the most clueless individual
no,
in
let
this
me tell
world.
you. I
Yeah.
feel like you're generalizing so much. It's almost like saying BMW is like all the other cars. No, you cannot generalize. So there are cars, and then every car is different in the way it's the speed, its look, everything. So we're all
isn't
different.
this world in problems because of the woman not understanding who she is?
Look, let me tell you something. There are women who truly they have not understood who they are as people.
Do
And
you
I'm not
know
going
who
to
you are,
dispute
Ruby?
that. I know exactly who I am. I know what I look for when a man approaches me. I know what is it that I want. So in every single human being on planet Earth, it will never be like that. I can tell you now. You can never say a woman, this is how it should be, and there is no other path. Life is so massive, it's so vast. You cannot adhere one rule to every human being on planet Earth, every man, every woman. It's impossible. You cannot say now by this age, this man must be like this and this woman must be like
No,
that. It's
but
impossible. Because why?
we can't
Life
because
happens. And I tell you why.
it's like when you get chickens that don't hatch eggs. What are those chickens use? What's the use? You eat them, right? Or you feed
Yeah,
them to something else? Yes.
what I'm trying to get to is that the
Uh,
unfortunate thing is life, just general life things happening to people can cause things for them for things to either delay or to even never happen. That is the saddest thing about why, as a human being, that's what you will always experience. Where you thought by this age you'll be here, but certain things happened in your life and now you are here. It's got nothing to do with your reckless behavior and not knowing how to make the right decision. You can make the right decision at the age of 18 and have a 10-year plan and say by the age of 30, I want to be here. But that was me. At 18, when I left matric, I said, this is my 10-year plan. By 30, this is what needs to happen.
So
And
you
it
guys
happened.
are not taking this game seriously, and now we'll have to now take the game away
Yeah.
from you and take it back.
It's not
Uh,
taking, no, I think in your mind, you think women do not know how to make thorough, solid decisions, well thought up decisions for their own lives.
but
Hence, by
it's
the time
true.
they're 35.
But
No,
it's
it's
true.
not. By the time they're
It's
35,
true.
they are now,
We
it's
let
not
you
true.
women
It
listen
is
to this,
not true.
Ruby. When we leave you women to your own devices, you guys are getting a lot of unwanted pregnancies. So you don't know how to make decisions. You don't know how to pick a man. So we have to now come in as the men and now teach you how to do
You
some of these things.
cannot look at life for a
Uh,
woman as where a man is involved in her life. Outside of a man, other things have happened to her besides a man impregnating her. No, no, no. Other things of life, general things of life. that I believe by now, you know that this happened to her, this happened to her, that this one, it's some, yes, reckless, yes, promiscuity. But
Exercise, no.
wait, but okay, here's another thing is that this is okay. Now I know that I'm going to say something that is